relevant to its nearly 2,200 subscribers and was considered a mainstay for radio amateurs in the region. Larry, who had been a ham since 1960, died on the 17th of April. In addition to his varied other activities, public service was close to Larry's heart. He could be counted on to play Santa Claus for mentally challenged youngsters or to coordinate radio assistance, as he did for more than 3 decades with what was then known as the March of Dimes Walkathons. 73s, my friend, you will be missed. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
NASA has confirmed the claims of a Florida homeowner who said his house was struck by debris from the International Space Station, which had jettisoned old batteries. The space agency came to that conclusion after examining it at Kennedy Space Center, where it had been taken after the damage was discovered on March 8th. According to various news reports, the homeowner had been away at the time, but discovered that part of the ceiling and floor had been damaged. No one was reported injured. If you were lucky enough to score a QSO with W2A here in the United States or any other call signs that were part of the recent Global Autism Awareness Week, join the crowd. Organizer James, KB2FMH, reported that logs collected as of April 15th reflect a total of 17,129 QSOs. Contacts were made across 50 U.S. states, 44 Canadian provinces, 146 countries, and 6 continents. James said that this translates into having radio signals travel nearly 83 million miles to carry the message from 45 volunteer operators worldwide that it's okay to be different. Congratulations to the special event team. In what is being described as a first-of-its-kind event, 4 top Parks-on-the-Air activators from eastern Pennsylvania will be setting up stations in a state park in suburban Philadelphia to showcase one of the fastest-growing activities in amateur radio today to other hams. Mark Abramovich, NT3V, has more.
Wolf Skavinsky, KB3SBC, a veteran POTA activator and hunter himself, came up with the idea for the activation set for Sunday, April 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Evansburg State Park, just outside Philadelphia.
They're the League of Extraordinary POTA-men, and they're going to come share their superpowers with you because they're all unique, and you have an opportunity to learn from each one of them.
Skavinsky says the goal is to demonstrate to hams across the region how to activate a POTA station, perhaps without much of an investment in special gear.
They can see what equipment that others have already tried and worked. They might even see equipment they already own.
The 4 POTA veterans are Pete Kobach, K0BAK, Greg Malone, WA3GM, Joel Rubincan, NF3R, and Bill Hewitt, W3FRB. Their goal is to showcase the symbiotic relationship that makes POTA work.
The activators can't do their jobs and have fun without the hunters at home. And you participate where you can. I tell you, a lot of hunters have become activators, and a lot of activators have become hunters, because I want to support my fellow activators out there.
Skavinsky says whether you're new, experienced, or just interested in exploring it, POTA is one of the places where you can pretty much do it your own way. I'm Mark Abramovich, NT3V, in Collegeville, Pennsylvania.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the amateur radio newsline heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the WI9HF repeater in Madison, Wisconsin, Tuesday nights at 7:30. A noted scientist in the UK has been honored for his contributions to ionospheric research. We hear about him from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
His use of the digital protocol FST4W for ionospheric research has earned Gwyn Griffiths, G3ZIL, the Les Barclay Memorial Award from the Radio Society of Great Britain. Gwyn has been an active contributor to HAM-SCI, the Citizen Science Investigation Group, best known for its studies of the impact solar eclipses have on the ionosphere. Gwyn, who has also been honored as a recipient of the Member of the British Empire, has utilized the digital protocol to investigate different aspects of propagation. FST4W is mostly used on the low frequency and medium frequency bands using 4GF SK modulation. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The Courage Kenny Handyham program is celebrating 57 years of service with the QSO party, as we learn from Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
Congratulations to the Courage Kenny Handyham program, which is marking 57 years of providing service, training, and experience to disabled amateur radio operators. In celebration of the program's longevity and success, the Handyham Radio Club is holding a 48-hour QSO party, and all currently licensed program members are encouraged to get on the air. The action starts at 1900 UTC on Friday the 26th of April and continues through 1900 UTC on Sunday the 28th of April. Operators will be on all amateur bands using all modes, including digital and VoIP, to spotlight the Minnesota-based program and the club. Operators will be calling CQ Handyham 57. Logs are required and due no later than June 1st. Contacts can request an anniversary QSL card by QSLing directly to the program. See details at handyham.org. This is Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
The AO-109 CubeSat is expected to re-enter the Earth atmosphere soon, as we hear from Patrick Clark, K8TAC.
Welcomed into service in low Earth orbit in July of 2021, AMSAT's AO-109 CubeSat, known as Fox 1E, is ending its successful run. The satellite is expected to re-enter the atmosphere very soon. This fifth-generation Fox 1U CubeSat is perhaps best known for having had the longest CPU uptime, operating continuously for more than 18 million seconds in the period since September of last year. Hams have been able to make use of the satellite's 30 kilohertz wide linear transponder. This is Patrick Clark, K8TAC.
We're getting closer to the deadline time for this year's Bill Pasternak Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award. Let Newsline know of any promising young amateurs who are deserving of this honor. Candidates must live in the continental United States and be 18 years of age or younger. Tell our judges about your nominee's talent, promise, and commitment to the spirit of ham radio. This is your chance to help honor and acknowledge that person who will no doubt go on to teach and inspire others. Find the nomination form on our website, arnewsline.org, under the Awards tab. Nominations close May 31st. When does a special event week last a whole month? When it's SOS Radio Week in the UK. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us more.
Throughout the month of May, when the Royal National Lifeboat Institute conducts its annual fundraiser, May Day, hams throughout the UK will be on board. In recognition of all lifeboat crews, including independent ones and coastal watchkeepers, hams will be getting on the air at various times between the 1st and the 31st of May. Listen to special event station GB0FLB, which will be on the air from Fleetwood Lifeboat Station on the 4th and 5th of May. The station is being run by Thornton Cleveland's Amateur Radio Society, based in Lancashire, and is one of the many getting involved. Listen too for MX0KWA, which is being operated by the Kent Weald Radio Club at various times from the Kent East Sussex coast. For more details about SOS Radio Week and a full list of stations, visit the link in the text version of this week's Newsline script at arnewsline.org. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, time is running out to work Kevin, N4DVR, who's on the air as V6DVR from Chuk, IOTA number OC011 in Micronesia. He's using SSB on 20 through 10 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Listen for Tom, NL7RR from Wake Island, IOTA number OC053 until the 15th of May. He'll be on the air on or around 14.200 megahertz using the call sign KH9/NL7RR. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Listen for OT2024 EPIC, the special call sign for the Antwerp Port Contest Club, ON8APC. The group is on the air until the 19th of May to promote the 7th edition of the Antwerp Port Epic Cycling Race. The race is being held on May 19th. See QRZ.com for QSL details. 7 radio amateurs from Belgium will be active as 5P5LI from Lowland Island, IOTA number EU029 until the 6th of May, operating CW, SSB, and the digital modes on 160 through 6 meters, QSL via ON6EF, direct or the Bureau. This week's newscast ends with the story of a beginning. A new amateur radio club in Indiana is being born in response to a crisis. What local hams see as a shortfall in the region's disaster communications. Andy Morrison, K9AWM, has that story.
It's just a beginning for the Martin County Amateur Radio Club, but Corey, KD9SHS, sees the growing group as the source of a much-needed capability in disaster reporting and emergency communications. Corey, the president of the new group, said he got the idea drawing on his background as medical and safety officer for a local fire department and a deputy director of county emergency management. Corey is also a volunteer with the Civilian Crisis Response Team, or CERT, which is a trained disaster response group. He told Newsline that 15 hams met with him one recent evening in response to a Facebook post he made looking for interested radio operators. The hams suggested that a club be formed first, giving members the option later to deepen their involvement by joining Aries or Races. Since then, he and the club's vice president, Ruben, KA9RCM, have not only seen the group grow, but have attracted support from area clubs. One of the first projects will be to restore the full operation of a local repeater, which has been performing poorly. He told Newsline that being in a rural county makes access to all corners of the county even more important. In fact, he can't wait to look back a year from now and see how things have grown. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
Don't forget the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. If you're not too busy tuning your antennas or chasing the latest de-expedition, pick up a pencil and share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your 3-line haiku. Sorry, we can't accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that's inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to Amateur Radio Weekly, AMSET, CQ Magazine, Corey, KD9SHS, David Behar, K7DB, DX World, Facebook, 425DX News, Leo, KJ6HI, QRZ.com, NBC.com, shortwaveradio.de, Space News, Sweetwater Band website, YouTube, and you, our listeners, that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, visit our website, arnewsline.org, and know we appreciate you all. We also remind listeners, if you like our newscast, leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, NATMW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73, and thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
the weekly Serenette, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Sarah and friends. Yep, I'm back. CQ, this is W8WKY calling CQ for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. My name is Gary. My personal call is Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra, and I'll be standing in for Stefan this evening. And I'll be your net control this evening using the club call W8WKY. We meet on this repeater every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., and we encourage all amateurs to participate. If this is a controlled net, please direct all traffic through net control. As always, priority and emergency traffic may break into this net at any time, and that certainly goes without saying. Tonight, we'll take in and out traffic like we normally do, and we'll follow that with a round of regular check-ins or two. And then I got a trivia question for you, but before we get started, a couple of announcements. That's weird. I didn't hear a courtesy tone. At any rate, we'll see how this works. Announcements tonight. Let's see. First, we have. Boy, here we go again. T-shirts. Let's start with that. Field Day T-shirts 2024 available through this. We're going to do this through this Sunday. We're going to give you this week to get your shirt. We have short sleeve, long sleeve shirts at the very palatable price, starting at $15. I will tell you, the ARRL T-shirts this year are $23. So we're in the ballpark. Anyway, get your T-shirt for Field Day. Be part of the group, and I do believe it's a terrific design, and you don't want to be without one, that's for sure. Long sleeve, short sleeve, we're going to take orders through the website through Sunday the 28th. That's this Sunday coming up. All right, that time has seemed to work a little better. Tusco Ham Fest is coming up this Saturday, April 27th. It's going to be in Dover, Ohio. Many people have gone to this Ham Fest. It's a pretty good one. They are giving away an Yaesu FT710. Should be a pretty nice Ham Fest. It's a while since I've been down there, but it's not a bad trip, about an hour from the Akron area, and lots of cool things happening there. So, with that, the last announcement I have this evening is the license exam will be in Medina on June 1st. So June 1st, it's a ways away, but if you're planning on taking an exam, now's the time to do it. June 1st. At the church at the Circle on 94, Route 94. More information available on the Education tab on sarah.org. I'm sorry, W8WKY.org. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Anybody else have any announcements for the group tonight? All right, hearing nothing. Let's move on. Let's see. We're going to take some in and out traffic, and we'll see how this goes, and then we'll motivate ourselves to regular check-ins, and then we'll get to the trivia question. All right, in and out traffic. If you'd like to join us, just say hello and be on your way. That's quite all right. We appreciate that. Give me a call. This is W8WKY, standing by for your check-in.
In and out.
Whiskey 8 Foxtrot Oscar Papa, Tiger Town, in and out.
KF8 AHI, Mike Barberton, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Duggan Rippon, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, India Mike Echo Davis Sterling, in and out.
Hey, Groovy Cats, Groovy Chicks. This is Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, KE8TLB, Randy and Rippon. I'll be in and 73, and God bless. Thanks, Gary.
Kilo 9 Charlie, Kilo Yankee, Jason in Holmes County. In and out, please. All right, let me pick it up. We have W8CTM. There was somebody else in there with Carrie. I'll give you a chance to recommit here in just a second. W8FOP, KF8AHI, KE8JNH. Good evening to you, Doug. KE8IME, KE8TLB, Groovy Cat Randy, K9CKY. Good evening to you, Jason. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Any other in and out traffic, or if I didn't call you back, please come now. This is W8WKY.
Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Mike, Tom and Green, in and out.
All right, we picked up KB8VHM, and there was another station in there. You got dinged up a little bit. Can you come back, please?
I'm in and out, 73.
All right, all I heard was in and out 73. Press the transmit button, give it a second, and then talk. Please do it again.
Okay, not entirely sure what's going on, Gary. K8OAD, Cannon Fairlawn, 70.
All right, Ken, got you that time. Wow, you're awfully noisy, which surprises the heck out of me. Anyway, got you in the log. Thanks for stopping by, and we need to get together and talk about this mesh thing and see what we're going to do. I don't think. I mean, mine's been charged and online, but nothing much has happened. All right, we'll give a final call here for in and out traffic. If you'd like to join us, give me a call.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha X-Ray Oscar, Dave and Green.
All right, Dave, got you in the log, KF8AXO. All right, let's move on to regular check-ins. If you would like to be a regular check-in this evening and participate in the trivia question, or even if you don't want to participate in the trivia question, we're not going to force you. But if you'd like to have something for that, or like to let me know if you got your lawn mowed. I mean, really and truly, things are important and that we talk about on this net. So if you have something to say, regardless, come on down. This is W8WKY, listening for your check-in.
Whiskey Victor, 3 Kilo, WV3K. Phil here in Canal Fulton. Hello, Gary.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Delta 8 Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick in State College, Pennsylvania.
Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet, KE8 YNJ, John in Norton.
Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo, KE8 UIB, John in Massillon.
Good evening, Gary and everyone on the net. Kilo Echo 8 Echo Hotel Golf, KE8 EHG, Mike down in Navarre.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray, KE8 EQX, Joe in Akron.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
WO3X, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Canton.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo, KE8 ZZR, Harry in Wadsworth.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP, Jerry in Shreve.
Charlie 8 Yankee Foxtrot Oscar, KC8YFO, Andy in Medina.
All right, let me pick it up. Okay, right at the end we had a couple doubles, so here's the callback. WV3K, KD8SLG, KE8YNJ, KE8UIB, KE8EHG, KE8VQX, KE8VZA, WO3X, my favorite zero station, KA8MNT, KE8ZZR, KC8HDP. There was a Medina station, KC8. I didn't get the suffix, and there was a couple others that were underneath. Got dinged up a little bit, and I didn't get you either. Would the Medina station please come back now? KC8 something.
Yeah, no problem. KC8YFO, Andy in Medina.
All right, Andy, is that Yankee Sierra Oscar or Yankee, I'm not sure about that middle letter. Sierra, perhaps?
No worries. Yankee Foxtrot Oscar.
All right, gotta tell you, S and F sound an awful lot alike. Anyway, thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. Okay, who did I not call back? Please come now.
Kilo Echo 8
Okay, KEAZ something G. Come back, please.
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Hotel Golf, KE8 ZHG, Doug in Norton.
W8WKY.
All right, Doug, thank you for that. I appreciate your patience as well. All right, let's make one more attempt at regular check-ins, and then we will get started with the trivia question. If you'd like to join us, give W8WKY a call.
Kilo Golf 4, Sierra Charlie Kilo. Me, I was doubling under Jerry there, me and Andy.
W8WKY from K2PI, Kilo 2 Papa Indy in Warrenton, Virginia.
November 8, Juliet Echo Tango, N8 JET, Bill in Avon, Ohio.
Whiskey 8 Echo Lima.
K8.
KC8, Fox Plane Vector. Good evening, Gary. Acting as W8WKY, KC8 FQV.
November 8, Lima Tango Radio on RF, the way it should be. Good evening, Gary.
Right, nicely done. Here's who I have, KG4SCK. Little bruised there, but nevertheless got you in the log there, Mark. We got a visitor from Virginia, K2PI. Good evening to you. Stand by. We'll get right to you here. N8JET Bill, W8ELM, KC8FQV, and N8LTR on RF, the way it should be. All right, Bill, thanks for being here. Wow, we got a pretty good group here, so let's get started. Here's the trivia question for tonight. All right, which planet will eventually consume its own moon? Which planet will eventually consume its own moon? Here are your choices. A, Earth. B, Mercury. C, Neptune. D, Saturn. E, I made this all up and it's not going to happen. Here's your choices again. A, Earth. B, Mercury. C, Neptune. D, Saturn. E, yeah, I'm going to repeat it. I made this all up, and it's not going to happen. So those are your choices. Let's start at the top. WV3K. Phil, how you doing this evening? And what say you, sir?
A8CS. WV3K. It's good to hear you, Gary. Sounding really good. Well, whatever's not going to happen, I guess it's not going to be good for me tonight. I'll leave that one open. I hope that everything is going well for everyone. And it sounds like, yes, we do have a little bit of a group tonight. And I'm looking forward to hearing all the precious voices coming through. So with that, to answer the question, I really... the only way I could see us consuming the moon on our little terrestrial path here with the moon circling Earth is unless we destroy it. And it seems like that's going to come if we end up losing our own planet. I can't think of any other planet. I know Saturn's got a bunch of rings and stuff. It may have a couple of large objects around it, but as far as the moon, I don't even know if it does have it any or not. Anything else I can think of about that? Maybe the aliens can say more than I can intelligently. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, let's just go with the one you said, the Earth. And to have fun with that, and it'll be interesting to hear what others may have to share about that. So anyway, it sounds real good, Gary, and everyone's sounding real well. It's good to hear Nick over at State College, and golly, I just hope everyone's doing well physically, and I just got my timeout. So anyway, back to net control. This is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, back to AATS.
All right, Phil. I'm not sure if you had an answer in there or not, but I certainly hope that we might need our moon. You never know. So I don't know. Did you have an answer, Phil? Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. I thought I answered it. I just said our moon, the one that you had said Earth. I really don't have an intelligent answer to give, but I'm just going to have fun with it tonight and roll with the punches. Always something to learn. And kind of an interesting question, Gary, I have to say that. As most of them are, and a lot of times I just have to make a guess. Don't really always have an understanding about what especially when Eric has to rummage up a question. Boy, he really pulls off some good ones. But I'll say the one whatever it has with the planet Earth and its moon. So anyway, back to you, Gary. AHCS WV3K, back to net control.
All right, Phil. You make me laugh, buddy. WV3K, we'll clear with you. I have you down for Alpha. Thanks for stopping by, Phil, and appreciate all your kind words there. All right, let's go up to State College, KD8SC. Good evening, Nick. What say you, sir?
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Gary and all the Club Netizens. Punching my ticket here from State College, Pennsylvania. I don't have a clue how I sound, so I'm not going to beleaguer this. Let's see. I'm going to go with Echo for trivia tonight. I think you're making this all up, Gary. I think on a long enough timeline, all moons will be consumed by whatever they're circling. So there. I have no haiku. Tonight I am exhausted. Prepare for field day. That was my haiku, by the way. Looking forward to getting back to Ohio, where gas is not $3.90 a gallon. That's all I got tonight. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend at the Handy Finder build, and I think I'm going to make it to the Tuscarora Hamfest on Saturday, so hopefully I'll see some of you there. I'll be wearing my name tag. This is KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, Nick. First, you sound fine. Second, well, I know you want everybody to believe that you wear your name tag so that they know who you are, but the truth is, as you know, you wear your name tag, so if you get lost, they can put you on a bus and send you back home. So, anyway, KD8SLG, Nick, good to hear you. We'll clear with you. Head out to Norton, K8YNJ. John. Oh, by the way, Nick, got you down for Echo. Yeah, good choice. Good choice. K8YNJ. John, good evening. This is W8WKY.
W8WKY, everyone in the group. This is K8YNJ. Good evening, Gary. And, you know, the moon is not made of cheese, so I don't think I want to consume any part of it, let alone, any other moon. But I'm going to say D delta, because really if I was taking this test in grade school, I would get a D on that answer. D delta. Back to you, Gary. K8YNJ.
Right. All right, John. Yeah, I get it. You guys are making me laugh tonight, which is good. That's always a good thing. All right, got you down for Delta. John, take care. Thanks for stopping by this evening. Always a pleasure. We'll clear with YNJ, and let's head down to Massillon. KEAUIB. Living the $5 dream, a nickel at a time. Good evening, John. How are you?
AAHCS from KEAUIB. Good evening, Gary, and everybody out on the net on this terrific Tuesday evening. And I am doing great tonight. Okay, the trivia question. I personally think little green men. But, I'm doing the weekly message back and forth with Mom and Dad. The wife's here. They're all saying E, so we're going to go with Echo. But I still think the little green men will consume the moon. Especially if you ever watch the TV show Alf, you have good hopes on that. But hey, who knows? I might just be right on this. But let me pause for time real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ham radio operators of all ages, what makes this year's Field Day t-shirt so special is it is for hams, by hams. And with that, this is KEAUIB, living that $5 dream, a nickel at a time. I'm going to hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3, y'all.
All right, John, very well said. And I have you down for Echo. I do like the little green men thing, but they get confused, They might get confused with the cheese. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. But got you down for E. Well, what a great distractor that is. And you know what? I've been known to make things up. I know it's hard to believe, but yeah. Mike, I know I can interrupt you. Stand by just for a second if you don't mind. I want to go down and pick up K2PI from Virginia. He's down the list about 10 calls here, but let's give him a warm welcome from Ohio. K2PI, either Robert or Bob maybe. Good to hear you, and thanks for stopping by. Don't be a stranger. Every Tuesday night, and there's a whole bunch of other nets on this repeater as well. Check out w8wky.org, and there's a whole bunch of things that we do, and we have some others there that you might be interested in. K2PI, W8WKY.
Yeah, thank you, W8WKY and the net from K2PI. Well, you didn't have to skip me. I was prepared to wait, but I do appreciate that. Name is Harv, H-A-R-V. I go by Harv since Bob is so common on the radio. It makes for some very difficult round tables. And it's not the first time I've been on the repeater, and it's certainly not my only connection to Ohio. I went to school at Hiram College back in 1979, so I have a connection to the state and a love for the state that has continued to this day. So my daughter went to school up in Michigan, so we spent a lot of time going through Ohio in the past years, so had a chance to reacquaint myself with it. And still a great state, great people. Let's see, on your trivia question. Well, I know that Saturn and Neptune both have multiple moons, and you talked singular. The Earth's moon has been moving away for a long, long time from us. It recedes a very small amount every year. So I think the answer, because it's in sort of a retrograde orbit, I believe, is Mercury, which sort of has so much pull from the sun that it's probably causing perturbations in the orbit. So I'm going to go with Mercury as my guess here, but it's totally a guess. Anyway, good to hear everybody tonight, and back to net. This is K2PI.
All right, Harv. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. That's, yeah, I guess you're right. There's lots of Bobs. What about Bob? I remember that movie. Harv, thanks for being here. I got you down for Bravo. And fine business on Hiram. I had a good friend that I taught with who went to Hiram. Really, really nice small school. Ohio's got a number of those small private schools that are just outstanding. So, congratulations on Hiram. And I'm not going to say anything about your daughter going to Michigan, not Michigan, the state of Michigan. So we'll hold out on this one. Harv, thanks for being here. We'll clear with K2PI. Don't be a stranger, sir. Come on back anytime. Anytime and every time. Let's see. Let's go back up to Navarre. KE8EHG. Mike, good evening. How are you?
Hey, good evening, Gary. Good evening over on the net. John just checked into the Tuesday night net, the Stark County Aries net, and he signed off. I'm like, dude, you're forgetting your motto, your logo, whatever, so I made him do it. Yes. But trivia, I don't know. I'm thinking Saturn, D, Delta, because the moon is probably rotating on that ring around there, and the third rock in the sun, it used to show it like waving, so it's probably just going to bounce off there. But I think the actual answer is Melmac. I think Melmac, because, Alf isn't around anymore, so it's one of my screensavers on my laptop. I loved Alf. Great show. But, all right. 7-3s, everyone. Stay safe. I'll be hanging around for the answer. KE8EHG, back to net.
All right, Mike. Yeah, Alf was fun. That was just raw, unadulterated fun, and you add a little funny to it, and that's what it was. Okay, Mike, I got a special trivia question for you. Alf stood for what? He was named Alf, but why? What did Alf stand for? Over.
Roger. Alien life force. Form. Alien life form. So, there you go. How's that one?
Ding, 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 ding. That was correct. Nice job. Now, I know for a fact that you were a Alf fan. All right, Mike, thanks for being here, and we'll get to the answer here eventually tonight. Let's move on. KE8VQX. Joe, how are you?
W8WKY, this is KE8VQX. I'm well, Gary, and hello. Thanks for getting me in, and hello, everyone else. Just want to give a quick shout-out to a friend and colleague, KC8YFO, who checked in from Medina. You'll hear from him later, I bet. We do the same job, and we just flew a 4-day trip recently, so had a great time with him. Anyway, as far as the trivia goes, I'm going to go with C. Charlie for lack of anything better to think of. Anyway, thanks for getting me in once again, Gary, and this is KE8VQX, back to net control.
All right. Joe, I got to tell you, that completed every distractor. So we have at least one choice made for every letter. So pretty good. That's good. I think I'll have to ask Eric when we get down to him, but that could be the sign of a decent question if all of the choices are chosen. We'll clear with VQX. Let's pick up Eric at VZA, KE8VZA, W8WKY. Good evening.
W8WKY.
W8WKY in the group. This is KE8VZA. Hello, everybody. Everybody's sounding good. Good to hear, everyone. Let's see. Trivia. I'm going to go with Delta Saturn because it's a gassy planet, and I was hung up on that word consume, and maybe it could just easily just envelop the moon, and the moon's gone. So kind of like me when I have that Texas burrito. Anyway, we'll go with Delta, Saturn. Purely a guess. What else? Got a lot done this weekend. Cut the grass, got the oil changed into one car, and a couple other things. Hit the rec center tonight, worked the rowing machines. I really wanted to swim, but the lanes were all full with like 2 and 3 people per lane. It was ludicrous. But it's good that the pool gets used anyway, and I hadn't been on a rowing machine in a while, so we did that. So anyway, other than that, I am standing by to observe any circling back and ready to take notes, and that could further my technique. So that's about it. This is KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, Eric, very good. You're a great student, just like Plato was to Aristotle. Oh, man, that is cool. Yeah, so far we don't have to circle back, so we'll have to see how that all works out. Eric, good to hear you this evening, and always a pleasure talking to you, sir. KE8VZA will clear with you, and let's head out to Zero Land with WO3X. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Gary, and all on the net. This is WO3X, also known as W03X, especially on the former Swap and Shop net that used to be on Tuesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Let's see. I've been thinking about this, and I read somewhere that that the sun is going to become a red star or something in billions of years, and that will make it consume the Earth. But I don't know about any planets consuming the moon, so their moon. So I'm going to go with E, Echo, on that one. Let's see. So that's it from here today. WO3X, back to the net.
All right, John. You cut me to the quick. As a matter of fact, so Nick, SLG, and UIB, John, and now you all chose Echo. That I don't know. I'm thinking about what kind of credibility I have out there. You guys would think I would make something up like this. Wow. Okay. Okay, John, we'll clear with you, and I got you down for Echo. Thank you for that, and we'll talk to you real soon. Real soon, I'm sure. All right, we'll clear with WO3X. Let's pick up KA8MNT. Tom, how's it going? How's Linda doing, by the way? As I am very interested in making sure that she is a double peachy. Tom, take it away. This is W8WKY.
W8WKY. This is KA8MNT. Good evening, Gary, and everybody else that's on here so far tonight and coming up soon. Oh, let's see, the trivia. I've been thinking it's Earth that might consume its moon because there's so many Earthlings that eat moon pies. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Linda's doing pretty good. She's got a couple of tests coming up she's got to take, and she refuses to study, so, you know, what can I say? And today was our 6-meter 50.4 luncheon, or breakfast, I guess is our brunch. And we solved a half a dozen world's problems this morning, but every time we solved one, a half a dozen more popped up. So I don't think this world will ever get straight again. But that's about all I got. And with that, this is KA8MNT saying, or actually turning everything over to the super duper capable supercalifragilisticexpialidocious basically hands of WKY, aka AAHCS.
All right. That sounded like a lot of hyperbole to me, just saying. Yeah, well, at least you didn't attack my credibility, and you chose A. All right, we'll clear with KA8MNT. Let's head out to Wadsworth, KE8ZZR. Hello, Harry. How are you this evening?
W8WKY, this is KE8ZZR. ZZR, I can talk. Good evening, Gary. Hope you had a wonderful Tuesday. Myself, I spent the day hauling my older brother, who was 82 years old, to the doctor. And then he informed me that he had a problem with his cell phone. So then we spent some time at the cell phone place. So almost need parental control on cell phones for older adults, but I'll leave it at that. Anyways, let me get to my trivia question here. I'm going to go with Echo as well. I'm not a astronomer, and I have no clue, but I think you just needed a good laugh. So with that, Gary, I'm going to turn it back over to you, and have a nice evening. This is KE8ZZR.
All right, Harry. I got to tell you, your signal, you are full quieting into the repeater. Now, I know you're in Wadsworth, but, man, I'm telling you, you are as quiet as if we were talking on a landline. Seriously. Really nice signal. Sounds good. Yeah, I got you down for Echo. Let's attack Gary's credibility. I get it. That's all right. I understand. I just need to reevaluate that and see how this has happened. With that, we'll clear with ZZR, and let's pick up Jerry, KC8HDP. He is the check-in instructor for the world. Everyone needs to listen to how Jerry checks into a net. That's the way it should be done. Yeah. And then when we get down to Bill at the end of this list, he'll tell you that it should be done on RF as well. With that, KC8HDP, W8WKY. Good evening, Jerry.
Baby step, push the PTT button. Good evening, Gary, and everyone on the net. As you can tell, I've been using a self-help book lately called Baby Steps by Dr. Leo Marvin. It's been helping me with my confidence. I'm going to answer the trivia question before I forget. My impression was that if a planet was going to consume its moon, it would be one of the gas giants. D has had more choices than C, so I'm going to go with Charlie, Neptune, see how that goes. Haven't really been up to a whole lot. Looking forward to Saturday. It's the Hamfest Day, I know, down at Tusco, but the Wayne Amateur Radio Group is doing Envis Day at the Com Center if you're not going to the Hamfest. So we're going to be operating there from 10 to 4. Anyone's welcome to stop by if you'd like to. Don't really have anything else, so I'm going to send things back to you, Gary. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP. 7-3, everyone.
W8WKY.
Got you down for C there, Jerry, and the great rationale behind that choice, and good luck with it. KC8HDP. Now remember, Shorter's postulate, but of course, now according to the postulate, you only use it when Eric is doing the trivia. So just want everybody to remember that. Okay, We're going to clear with HDP. Let's head back out to Medina, KC8YFO. Good evening. This is W8WKY. KC8YFO. Medina Station, KC8YFO. Andy, you there?
Hey, Gary. Sorry, I was just getting into the truck because I have to use a mag mount here. So for the trivia, I will say probably going to go E, because I would assume that all of them eventually will get consumed. And then everything else is going good. First time check-in, so I appreciate everybody listening. Hope to be getting to meet up with you guys soon at your next meeting. And like I said, Joe referred me to you guys. Met him, and great guy. So thank you very much, and 7-3s, everyone.
All right. You go by Andy, Andrew, or some other nickname? Go ahead.
Andy is perfectly fine.
All right, Andy, very good. Got you down for Echo. Man, yeah, Echo. Got you down for Echo, yeah. Joe, Joe, wow, he recommended us? That's amazing. That rarely happens. Yeah, this is one crazy bunch, just got to tell you, Andy. Be careful what you get yourself into. And beyond that, you're certainly welcome. It's the third Thursday of the month, and let's see, next month, I think it's the 18th. Let me see. Let me make sure. May, third Thursday, 16th next month. So, yeah, be there.
That sounds like a plan. Hey, thank you so much, Gary, and the group. 73s, KC8YFO out.
All right, Andy, again, thanks for stopping by this evening. Really appreciate it. And seriously, look forward to meeting you. We do have a lot of fun, though, that's for sure. Okay, we'll clear with YFO. Let's pick up KE8ZHG. Doug, good evening.
W8WKY, this is KE8ZHG. I wholeheartedly believe the moon is made out of cheese, so I think that would be reason enough to consume it. I'm going to choose A. As far as my day went, I went and had some dental work done today, which was always fun. I have to say that years ago I watched this horror movie called The Dentist, and going to the dentist has never been the same ever since. He actually made a dentist too, so any of you that like horror movies, they're pretty great movies. But after I had the dentist carve on my teeth for a little while, I came home and did a little bit of wood carving. But that's all I have. KE8ZHG, back to net control.
All right, got you down for Alpha. Yeah, dentists aren't fun, even if you're not afraid of them. They're just not fun. It's like, I'd rather go to the dentist. Well, I don't think so. Anyway, it's one of those necessary evils. Glad you made it out unscathed, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Let's see. We'll clear with ZHG. And Mark, you're next, KG4SCK. Good evening. And I heard that you're going to be the safety officer at Field Day this year. Real excited about that. Yes, I am. I think you might be a little less than excited, but nevertheless, what say you? KG4SCK, W8WKY.
W8WKY, KG4SCK here. Nanu to everyone. And, for the second time in a year, I will be the safety officer for Field Day. Last year we had glow sticks. What do you want this year? Chinese lanterns, maybe? Anyway, the trivia question, I've been wishy-washy going back and forth, analyzing everybody's answers. First was thinking Delta because it had the most moons, Saturn. But, it's light, gaseous. Then I'm like, well, there might be a bunch of people out there later on in life that get together and have a Save the Moon party or something and petition. So, anyway, that's Echo. I'm going to go back to Delta. Yeah, why not? Big shout-out to KE8ZHG, Doug. Him and his lovely wife, I think Laura, they were at the test session 4-6. Laura got her tech, and Doug advanced to general, I believe, and of course I got my extra. I just looked up Andy, KC8 YFO. Wow, he says he loves to work APRS as Aeronautical Mobile. That would be cool. And, hey, Gary, it's an honor to be safety officer once again. KG4SCK, back to net.
Well, Mark, I can only tell you this. When you really do a great job at something, yeah, they put your name on it. So be careful what you do a great job at. That's what I'm telling you. And I got a huge story that I'm not going to bore anybody with tonight, but pursuant to that very theme. So anyway, Mark, I am really glad you're going to be there and be the safety officer. You just did a great job. What else can I say? We'll clear with SCK. Let me say good evening to K2PI again. We're down to where he would normally have been. So, Harv, good to talk to you this evening. Let's see. Bill is up next in 8, JET. Oh, I like that call. Juliet Echo Tango to take it. This is W8WKY.
W8WKY and the group N8JET. Good evening, all. Well, my eeny, meeny, miny, mo did not serve me well last week, and I am not an astrophysicist, nor have I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express recently. So I'm just going to take a wild stab here and say E Echo because I used that 2 weeks ago. Back to net 7-3.
All right. Wow, Bill, I got to tell you that I am concerned about my credibility. I really am. Wow. Let me reiterate what that distractor says. Letter E is, I made this up, and it's not going to happen. All right. Now, what about this credibility thing, Eric? W8ELM. I'm a little concerned. What say you?
W8WKY.
W8WKY from W8ELM. Don't be concerned, Gary. You're doing great. Great question. You've got all of the answers here a couple of times over. You probably heard the expression, if you can't do, teach. And that is exactly what I did. And one of the subjects that I taught was astronomy, and I even designed the curriculum for that course, which means that I know absolutely nothing about it, and I'm going to choose the letter Echo. And since I'm on Echolink, I'm going to get this back to net as quickly as possible. Back to net.
All right, Eric. Well, now you're just piling on. I see what you're doing. Okay. Well, I got you down for Echo, and well, you're the smartest people I know. I got to tell you, and it doesn't surprise me one bit that you designed that curriculum. Thusly, I'm not going to say anything else, but good to hear you this evening, and got you down for Echo, and I just, man. All right, let's keep moving here. Eric, thanks for stopping by this evening. Really appreciate you taking time out of your evening, especially since you are away. Let's see, KC8FQV, Mark, good evening. This is W8WKY.
Well, good evening, Gary. LKCFQV. Well, we're going to take Charlie for no other reason than just to take Charlie. And did the doctor today for the diabetes, everything. He just looked at it and said, well, we'll just go with it. It went up, the A1C did. I can't recall what he said it was. I can go look at it online. I think it was 7.7. So it went back the other way where we didn't want to go. But staying at least in the 7. And, well, I got to get up early tomorrow and go to another doctor because I messed my leg up over the weekend. Not broken or anything, just muscles were put to the test, I guess they would say. So they didn't like it. So they are somewhat sore in different places, so on the leg and the right leg. So we'll see what they have to say. I have to go put the heating pad on again because they said you have to put that on now. Because he said it's been 24 hours, you got to put heat now on it. So you put heat on for 10 minutes. I guess that must loosen the blood up or keep it flowing. So we'll send it back to the net, KCFQV.
All right, Mark, KC8FQV for Charlie. Thanks for stopping by, Mark. Always a pleasure. Eric, I thought I was going to have to circle back there. Mark took a little bit, took some time answering. I thought for sure I'd have to circle back, but evidently no circling back today. Okay, we'll clear with FQV and via RF, the way it's supposed to be. N8LTR, good evening, Bill.
Yeah, good evening, Gary and the group, N8LTR. Not much going on today. Running around and taking care of a few odds and ends and enjoying the warm weather because I guess we're going to lose it for tomorrow. So, oh well. Throw on the garage jacket, keep working. On the trivia, I'm going to say, I think it was Saturn was D, so I'll say Saturn on that one. And if I recall my 9th grade teacher correctly, I think it was Saturn. So anyway, I'll keep it short and turn it back to you, sir. Good group tonight. A8CS in the group, N8LTR.
Right, Bill. Yeah, real nice group. Another rough start for me. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. I can't hardly get in gear here in the evening. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, and we are at the top of the hour. I'm just going to go and give the answer to the trivia question. If you want to check in, just stand by, and we'll take additional check-ins as soon as we're done with this. Okay, first, I want to say E is not the right answer. Actually, The fact that I said I made this up, well, I made that up. And he's not the right answer. I thought that that was kind of funny. As a matter of fact, I was only going to do A, B, C, and D, and then I said, let me put E in there. Those of you who do the beacon net, I was going to put a Cornwaldo bean distractor in there, but then I thought, I'm not going to go there. So I made my own distractor up, which is I made this up. Anyway, okay, the correct answer is delta. I'm sorry. The correct answer, I'm looking at this, I said, that can't be the right answer. The correct answer is letter C for Neptune. And here's your explanation. Neptune's moon, Triton, is curious in all manner of ways. It's the only large moon in the solar system with a retrograde orbit. It's in synchronous rotation and always faces Neptune the same way, and its equator is almost exactly aligned with its orbital plane. All of those facts pale in comparison to this fact about the fate of Triton. Thanks to a slowly decaying orbital pattern, Triton will eventually be consumed by Neptune. Scientists estimate that in 3.6 billion years, the orbit will have degraded to the point that Triton will be close enough to Neptune to either be drawn right to the planet and crash into the surface, or possibly be ripped apart by gravitational forces and turned into a ring of debris around the planet, which is kind of what they think about how Saturn got its rings. At any rate, there's your answer. Here are the correct answers. John, K-E-A-Y-N-J, was first, followed by Mike, K-E-8-E-H-G, K-E-8-V-Z-A, Eric, let's see, KG4-SCK got it, and, of course, N8LTR, doing it the way you should do it, whatever that is. All right, that's it. Let me grab a second. Those of you who are going to QSY to the WatchNet, thank you for stopping by and saying hello to us this evening. And for the rest of us, if you have anything else, now's your opportunity. I'm going to take check-ins, additional comments, remarks, and I don't know, maybe we should talk about my credibility, which obviously is at a low ebb. With that, any other check-ins, comments, rechecks, etc., etc.? Come on down. This is W8WKY.
NTAD.
KD8UOL. Whiskey 2, Juliet, Lima, Sierra, John and Fairlawn. Hello, neighbor.
W8WKY.
Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, Greg in Broken Arrow, no traffic.
KD8SLG, recheck.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Quebec Romeo, Keith in Uniontown, no traffic.
All right, nicely done. Here we go. NT8D Dave, KD8UOL, and my neighbor John. Yeah, JLS, AI5HV, KE8, let me see, TQR, that's Keith. Sorry about that. And KD8SLG with a recheck. Let's go with our recheck first. Nick, what say you, sir? Are you going to attack my credibility?
Oh, this is KD8SLG returning. No, Gary, I'm not going to attack your credibility again. But I do have a plea for anyone going to the WatchNet. If any of you or all of you could proxy me in with Charlie tonight, I can't get there through the Allstar Node, and that would relatively be stretching things on RF as it should be. So someone could do that for me, please, and give my best to Charlie and the WatchNet crew. I would appreciate it. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right, Nick. I thought for sure you were going to say, well, if you had some credibility, I would attack it. But no, you didn't say that, so thank you for that. All right, yeah, when I get there, I'll make sure I say it if someone doesn't do it before me. All right, Nick, take care. I hope you're getting all your business done out there in Happy Valley, and we will see you maybe Saturday. We'll see how that works out. We'll clear with SLG. Let's pick up NT8D. I think I called everybody back. NT8D, Dave, to take it. This is W8WKY.
Gary, you are a wicked teacher, and I mean that as a compliment, as in that oboe players can play wicked fast. Had a great time at that concert last week. Almost sat underneath the piano for the Gershwin Concerto in F and the Rite of Spring. I was 10 feet away I was sitting right underneath the conductor's butt, to be honest about it. No speakers, just all orchestra sound. It was incredible. We'll sit down and share about that. Yeah, you're a wicked teacher because you had me convinced that you had made the whole thing up. But I get the whole Neptune thing. Nice job. It made me think, I probably would have liked math better if you had been my math teacher. So I mean that as a genuine compliment there, Gare. Nice net tonight. Glad to get in. Sorry I missed guessing on the trivia, but it was fun. And I just have to do this. And I sincerely apologize, and I mean this sincerely. I sincerely apologize before saying this. I just came across this. So to set up a joke, a porn star, a Bible salesman, and a man named Pecker walk into a courtroom. It was supposed to be a joke, but it really happened. All right, Gary. Great net tonight. Enjoyed listening to everybody, and we'll see who we can catch on the barometer tomorrow. Back to you, W8KYC and T8D. Good evening, everybody.
All right, Dave. I got to tell you, that is funny. I don't care who you are. That is funny. Now, I think I'm going to work on this. All right, that is a great setup, and then I'm thinking about an airplane and parachutes. We'll come up with some details. Oh, by the way, I did listen to Rite of Spring again, first time in it's probably been a year or so or more since I listened to that. But you brought it up, and I thought, oh man, I haven't heard that in a while, and it is beautiful. And I think I mentioned the Disney's Fantasia was they set that to the music of Rite of Spring, and that was phenomenal at Blossom. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's get to KD8UOL. Bob or Robert, I think. I forget. This is W8WKY. What say you?
Yeah, this is KD8UOL, Rob in Talmadge. Just checking in. I didn't really have anything until I heard the gentleman earlier mention the book by Dr. Leo Marvin called Baby Steps from one of my favorite movies, Dr. Marvin, I'm Sailing. And with that, back to net.
Streamlabs. Okay. Yeah, KC8HDP. Oh, man. Okay, I think I did this whole thing wrong. Anyway, C was the right answer, by the way, Neptune. And Jerry was one of the ones that got it right. Yeah, wow. I missed this whole thing. Okay, I apologize to everybody. The C's were KE8VQX and KC8HDP, Jerry, and KC8FQV. Wow. Can't believe I did that. All right, sorry about that, guys. Next time I'm going to use Cornwall bean, and then there won't be any discussion. All right, KD8UOL. Anything else for the net? I did love that, by the way. Yeah, you know, you should always check into the net, because even if you don't have anything, by the time we get to you, you'll have something, even if it's just anger. Anything else, Rob?
KD8UOL, Rob here in Talmadge. No, that was all. And in case people did not get the reference, that's from the movie What About Bob? And it's a great movie if you have a chance to get it. And back to net.
Fabulous movie. Fabulous movie. All right, we'll just leave it at that. All right, Rob, thanks for stopping by. KD8UOL, we're clear with you, and let's head over to my neighbor's house. Whew, I could use a beer. W2JLS, this is W8WKY. Good evening, John. Good to talk to you.
Whiskey 8 Whiskey Kilo Yankee via my neighbor Gary. How are we doing tonight, Gary? I was listening in from the grocery store on the Echolink, but I did make my way back to the radio room, where I was piecing together the question. I didn't hear the question. I didn't hear the answers, except I put the question together through the responses of our ClubNet group here tonight. So I didn't get the chance to hear all of the answers, but as I sit there thinking about it, I was not sure of any of the planets being able to consume their moon. All I could say is it certainly is not the Earth. Our moon will escape, and that kind of ruled out your choice that was that you were making it up, and none of them. Well, actually, I guess that answer changed, right? I guess Neptune, right, was the correct answer. I guess that kind of makes sense, too. The big gas giants, if they were going to consume a moon, it probably would have happened a long time ago. But anyway, neat question. Did not know the answer myself. I will share something, though. Give me one moment.
W8WKY.
All this talk about planets, I want to just say, anyone that might still be listening, and I know a lot of folks clear at this point in the net, but I had the chance to meet Mr. William Shatner up close and personal for a photo op out in Hartville this last weekend, and man, that was so cool. I got a nice picture with him, and he's just a really super neat guy at 93 years old, and for me is like a childhood hero, lifetime hero, really. Neat guy, and kind of a magical experience. And as a side note and a bonus, I got the Dukes of Hazzard crew were there. That being Bo and Luke and Daisy were there. And Catherine Bach on her way in. All of them were late. Catherine Bach on her way in stumbled past me. Don't mean to suggest anything there, but I got a hello and a handshake from Daisy Duke, so that was pretty awesome. Anyway, Gary, good to hear everyone in the net tonight. Have a great night. Good evening on your ear. Back to you, sir, from W2JLS.
W2JLS, John, good evening to you again. Yeah, that tell me again where you were. I don't know if you said that or not, and if you did, I missed it. Over.
Yeah, sure. I mentioned Hartville. I was at the Hartville Market. There is a group that's doing some activities more and more frequently at the Hartville Market. They're bringing in typically major sports celebrities, and this time around they managed to get their hands on William Shatner. And when Erica happened to, she's pretty close friends with one of the organizers of that event, family. So she got wind of this early and bought me in. So that was spectacular. The same thing I would say that day. One of the R2-D2 actors was there. I'd say a young to middle-aged woman who's played in some of the more recent R2-D2 roles. And if you know who Buster Douglas is, he's the guy that knocked Mike Tyson on his ass. He was there signing boxing gloves. But it was at the Hartville Market, Gary.
All right, John, thanks for that. You know what? I think I remember now you said Hartville Market, and then with William Shatner and Daisy Duke, etc. I didn't the connection. I lost the connection. I'm thinking, whoa, where did this happen? Hartville Market. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah. Well, Star Trek was that was probably one of my favorite science fiction things that was ever on. And quite honestly, I never really got into the rest of it. But the original series really spawned just a ton of takeoffs and ad libs. It was really crazy. And I never really got into those. Just really never did. And but I did dearly, and I just loved Star Trek. And the next one to that, the next series of that magnitude was Stargate SG-1. As far as TV series are concerned, that consumed me as well. All right, enough of that. I'm sorry. Maybe we can continue this later, John. But anyway, that's that. Very nice. Thanks for bringing that up. I really appreciate it. Okay, we'll clear with JLS. I'm really sorry. I thought I was just having a QSO here. AI5HV, good evening. This is W8WKY. Okay, I deserve that. We'll circle back and see if we can pick AI5 up. Keith, you still with us? KE8 to TQR, AA, W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is KE8TQR. I'm still here, Gary. I had some stuff going on down here in the shack, and I just wanted to throw my call sign in there to help you with the numbers. I don't really have much traffic for the net, so I'll turn it back to you. Y'all have a good evening. KE8TQR 73.
All right, Keith. Sounds like you're busy, but I will ask you this: do you have an opinion on Star Trek? Over.
I liked most of them. Didn't like all of them. KE8TQR.
Yeah, okay. And if you remember, Star Trek and Lost in Space, I'm pretty sure came out the same season or really close to this. They were on at the same time. And Lost in Space was kind of hokey. And Star Trek was cool. Anyway, that's my take. Keith, take care. Thanks for being here. We're at the bottom of the list, and I'm going to put myself down here as check-in number 35. Anybody else want to check into the net? If you want to check into the net, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to be standing by for a little more conversation if anybody else wants to join me. But anyway, anybody else want to get the name in the log? This is W8WKY.
Whiskey 8 Hotel Radio Foxtrot, W8HRF. Josh in Akron, in and out.
Kilo Delta 8, Charlie Mike November, KD8 CMN, Harv in Worcester.
All right. Thank you, too, for checking in. You were actually check-ins 36 and 37. So thank you for that. We have W8HRF, Josh. Good to hear you. And KD8CMN, Harv from Worcester. What do you have for us this evening, Harv? Are you doing anything exciting? And what do you think about Star Trek? Are you a fan?
Hey, good evening, everyone. Just working on, still trying to get FLDigi up and working on Windows 11. But as far as the original series, oh my, yes. And the were okay. Some I like better than the others. And like you, SG-1 or the entire Stargate series, Jaffa Creek, that's the good stuff.
Roger. And Dune, the new Dune is to Dune for. That's another one. Yeah, some really great science fiction. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Harv. Anything else for us before we move on?
No, sir, nothing from me. Just appreciate you being here. It's KD8CMN.
All right, Harv, and let me say hello to Josh again, W8HRF, for sticking around with us. That's very nice. Okay, at this time, I will close the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. The time is, I have 9:22, and we have 37 check-ins this evening. I want to thank everybody who participated in tonight's net and all the listeners. And just remember, it's your participation that keeps this net and our club alive. Don't forget to check into the Drive Time Barometer net Monday through Saturday at the ungodly hour of 7 a.m. Nice net, wonderful way to start the morning. It's just too bad it's so early. I don't know why morning has to be so early. It's just one of those things, I guess. Okay, we return this repeater back to regular amateur radio use. My name is Gary, and my personal call is AA8CS. We are doing business as W8WKY this evening, and we return this repeater back to regular amateur radio use. W8WKY and AA8CS is clear. 73 all. Stand by if you want to converse.
AA8CS NTAD.
NT8D AA8CS. Good evening, Dave. The spring, that's just such a fabulous piece. Anyway, that's cool, and I forget what you did tonight. You said something, and I forgot it already. And I'm wondering if John JLS is going to be around.
Whiskey 2, Juliet Lima, Sierra, returning. Yeah, I'll stick it out for a spell, gentlemen. I was going to go upstairs and just fill a glass with something and come back down. I share Stravinsky with NTAD, a really cool piece, The Rite of Spring. I had a colleague back at DuPont when I was a kid, in my relatively early 20s. He was a Japanese research scientist named Toru Konishi. I gifted him Mozart's Jupiter Symphony on CD, and he returned the favor with a great version of Stravinsky's Rite of Spring. So I'll probably have to pull that out in honor of Dave's enjoying it so much recently. But yeah, Gary, I'll return shortly. Okay.
Sorry about that. You caught me without a microphone. I was taking the headphones and boom off my head and getting to the mic, and he turned it back, and I didn't have a mic. Anyway, I'm back. Yeah, I think that is a great idea. I could use a little something myself. Dave, what say you?
Willing to allow myself to admit that Firebird was the greater composition. Oh, it hurt. It hurts so much. But I can't undo it. You know, you can't unknow something. Oh, and the relationship to Fantasia there, Gary. Oh, you and I have to sit down and drink some beer and or imbibe or do something. John, you're going to have to tell me, if you're still listening, what it is you are pouring yourself. I was guessing a nice red wine, but let me know if it's something different. Fantasia. Oh, that and the Rite of Spring goes just as deep into my life there, Gary. Entwined with psychedelics and other things. Yeah, no. And now they're going to do Concerto for Orchestra this week, Gary. Another one of my most favorite pieces, Bartok. The orchestra just keeps on wowing me. I just don't know what to do. And I have to get back to you and say the parachute joke just made me laugh on the inside. Back to AA8CS-NTAD.
Well, when you said what you said, the first thing that came to my mind, and that there is a parachute joke. I think it was a rabbi and a priest and I don't know, somebody else, and and there's three people and only two parachutes. So I don't know. I remembered that, and then when you said the three people that came into court, I'm thinking, oh my God, there's only two parachutes. Yeah, John should be back by now, I think, and I'm going to have a little Elijah Craig is what I'm going to cleanse my soul with. John, if you're there to take it, W2JLS with NTAD. This is AA8CS. Okay, he must not be back yet, Dave. I'm gonna take about a 2-minute, 3-minute hiatus here, and go have a word or two with Eli. AA8CS.
All right, very good. I'm gonna refresh here myself. Got some cranberry and some Burnett's. Got some Tennessee whiskey on the side here, but we're staying away from that tonight. And by the way, it was a rabbi, a priest, a hippie, and Richard Nixon. And the hippie said, he just jumped out of the plane with my knapsack. And then there's another version later. I think it might have had Henry Kissinger in it or something like that. All right, I'll stick around for another little bit. Catch you back here in a minute, maybe. John, I'll be here. NTAD.
Good evening, Dave.
Was this CMS?
Close. CMN.
Roger. Somebody else was in there, too. Somebody, I think you doubled with somebody. Who else is there?
Roger, Dave. That was me, John, W2JLS. Sorry about the double.
All right, John. Why don't you go ahead and then throw it over to CMS?
Yeah, very good. I missed part of that last, the communication there, the transmission between you and Gary as I went upstairs. I did hear you ask what I was filling my glass with. I've cut way back on alcohol, but I do still enjoy my wine. And while you were typically right, I would be drinking a dry red most of the time. Tonight I'm drinking it's a dry white. So this is a, if I'm not mistaken, it's a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and I can't remember which other grape, but it's a dry white tonight. Yeah, and welcome back to that gentleman there. I apologize, I missed his call sign, but I'll pass it over to you, whoever you are, from W2JLS.
W2JLS, KD8CMN. The name is Harv, and you guys will have to forgive me when it comes to the wine categories. I really draw a blank. I do know a little bit of the dessert stuff, mostly meads and bourbons. And with that, I'll send it over to Dave if Gary's not back.
I'll give Gary a minute. Don't want to rush him. Howdy, Harv, John. Yeah, no, I was curious because it sounded like, I don't know why it came to my mind, but it sounded like you were going for a dry red wine, and that's where my go-to is. And if I do go to a white, it's going to be dry. Sweet wines don't really fancy me. I remember the old Mad Dog 2020 or whatever it was when we were children. I remember when I was a sophomore in high school and we were going to our sophomore dance. It wasn't the prom, it was the football one for the first football game of the year, whatever that is, I can't remember. And I had a date, and I had a friend, and they had a date, and my mom and dad, even though we were only like 16 or 17, allowed us to drink some wine, and my dad gave us some of his wine, and I just remember it tasting like, my recollection is it tasted like an old dirty sock. And it was the driest red wine. And now I can't stand a sweet wine. So enjoy there, John. That's sweet. Harv, thanks for joining us. I was going to say, I forget, you were going to jump in. You said something that made me think of a comment. I can't remember what it was, because I got into a big memory about wine. So sending it over to Harv, KD8CMN, NTAD.
Thanks, Dave. And you had to go and bring up the Mogan David. My God, Mad Dog 2020. Oy. Yeah, I've had it at dinner and that, but it's never been one of the the go-tos. I've always enjoyed bourbons and scotch, or just squeezed corn. But with that, send it over to John. It's KD8CMN.
I'm back. Just throw me into rotation somewhere.
KD8CMN. Yeah, good to hear you in the air, sir. And Gary, I'll pass it back over to you straight after this, I guess, right? So, Dave, yeah, I'm definitely more of a red wine guy. Tonight, when I got home from work, I went over to. Usually, I go to the Cuyahoga Falls Natatorium, but I picked up a gym membership over here in Fairlawn just because it's closer, and I've decided I'm burning too much time between Cuyahoga Falls and Fairlawn with that commute. So I've got the option for both for at least a while, and we'll see how that goes. But somehow, after all of the cardiac activity and swimming, my palate wasn't ready for the full body dry red. So I gravitated towards a more refreshing, crisp, cool white. And I apologize, I can't remember the other grape that Sauvignon Blanc is paired with here, but it's nice. It's not expensive, and it's quite tasty. Yeah, I'm jealous. That sounds like that concert was awesome. I saw that. I heard you talking about going before you went, and I'm glad you had a great show. I am remiss. When I first moved to the area, I was doing all the Akron Symphony. I was a member for years, and then I kind of fell off after my divorce, and I haven't gone to the Cleveland at all, if you can believe that. Shame on me. I need to get back into the swing of the symphony. W2JLS, back over to you, Gary.
W2JLS with NTAD and KD8CMN. Wow. What a motley crew. There we go. Hey, John, I got your picture. Wow. That is fabulous. Man, and I got to tell you, he is, did you say he's 90? Man, he looks good. He looks good for 70. I mean, for if he's 80 or 90, man, he looks great. Anyway, I did love that series, though, and it was only on for it only had three years, and made quite the impact. And there was so many spinoffs from that. It's amazing. Anyway, so much for the sci-fi stuff. Back to Rite of Spring. That Severance Hall. I have gone to that. They have a piano contest up there, and I got to pull out my stuff on that. But I go there often. I think I've told you before, Dave. A friend of mine has the Steinway dealership in Akron. Had Steinway Hall downtown Akron at the time. But anyway, that has been a great source of classical exposure. And when I was talking about the Knight Foundation chamber music thing, my end was with Ted, and that's how we were able to attend those things. So anyway, I am way too long-winded here, so let's say I turn it to you, Dave. NDAD, AAACS.
Well, Gary, you and I need to get together and just imbibe a little bit ourselves here somewhere and have a chat, because there's so many things I really want to talk to you about. I've got some fun stories to relate to you about Fantasia. I've gotten to perform the Rite of Spring. I've kind of mentioned about just how much of an influence it was in my musical life. And I was just at the Steinway place, just a couple weeks ago. They're coming out. They had some techs out there showing us the new Steinways. New York is going to kind of replicate Hamburg, sort of. And they, I have to admit, they have probably the best digital system as far as keeping the piano pristine as possible. QRS has a nice system, but it just wrecks the trap work of any piano. So, you seem to say that you knew or were friends with the Steinway guys out there in Akron, and so I don't want to take time on the ham radio talking about this because it could be beneficial, but can you and I sit down and talk about that sometime? Because I would love to become better acquainted with the Steinway folks here in Akron. Let me just leave it at that. Let me get a quick beep. All right, about the bourbon. I was never a whiskey drinker, but a couple of years ago I heard this NPR hour-long talk about whiskeys and bourbons and scotches and malts and all that stuff. And it was one of the most fascinating hours of radio I listened to, and it actually got me interested in drinking whiskeys and bourbons and scotches and malts. And it's almost as intricate, well, it is as intricate and interesting as drinking wines. So it will eventually get back to John. Maybe you'll have a comment on that. I don't know if you explored those flavors or not, but before we go there, let's send it over to Harv, KD8 CMN from NT8D in the group.
Thank you, Dave. This is KD8 CMN. Yeah, that is the one thing that I do enjoy about the Scotch and the bourbon. The blends, the natural tones that come with them. Just drinking it straight, letting it breathe and getting the full aroma, some of the smokiness from the cask and the different flavors that are blended in. Just makes it really enjoyable. I prefer, I don't know, I've been on a Walker kick for the last 5 or 6 years now. I've been working on a bottle of Blue, enjoying that one considerably. But with that, I'll send her back over to John, KD8CMN.
W8WKY. KD8 CMN. Harv, yeah, good. I don't know that you and I have ever talked directly before, so it is nice to meet you here in the air tonight. I'll just say that. Yeah, and then talking about the hard stuff. I've definitely been more like when I was a young guy, more of wandered into beer after when you're first in a bar in upstate New York where I was growing up anyway. It was like I'll have a rum and coke with a lime. Captain Morgan's looked kind of cool, but I very quickly migrated to beer, and then craft beers and stuff like that, and then I discovered I lived in the Finger Lakes and wine and all of that, and as I got into my 30s, I did explore some of the liquors. But yeah, to answer your question, Dave, I don't do a lot of whiskeys, but I am, as a chemist, I mean, I think it's fascinating all the different ways that those categories of liquor can express themselves, and certainly with your comment, there's no doubt with whiskey, it's all over the map, and people, connoisseurs can have a field day with that stuff. I'll tell you a quick story. I was this was probably in I guess I was in my early 40s, and I was traveling a lot to Canada, Montreal, Montreal, and I was alone most of the time, so I would go to these nice restaurants, and occasionally after the restaurant, I'd wander out and find some local fun stuff to get into at night. And one night I wandered into this bar that was expressly dedicated to kind of maritime theme, and they did rum was their thing, and they did flights of rum. I had absolutely no concept of how many different ways even rum can express itself, and you could do flights of rum in there, and from all over the planet where they do rum, you could see the different ways it expressed itself, and it was really was spectacular. And like I say, while I don't do a lot of the hard stuff, I mean, I do enjoy what you're talking about there, the exploring the different ways something can express itself. And then, honestly, and I do this much, but especially that I've cut back on drinking in general, I have enjoyed, the pleasure of mind-numbing intoxicants, not infrequently, over my adult life, and I think they're spectacular, and there's a time and a place for everything. And I need to make some time to check some stuff out, not too distant future here. Anyway, I think we're passing it over to my buddy, Alpha 8, Charlie Sierra. Back to you, neighbor.
All right, yeah. We have a treasure trove right around the corner, John, and that is Lizardville at the Winking Lizard. And they have the finest stuff, and they get all the new releases and all that stuff. So anyway, I say that to say this, this started yesterday, April 22nd, and it goes through the 26th. And we're going to go to the Winking Lizard for beer night tomorrow night, and then we go over to Lizardville for dessert. And they're going to have, I guess they're calling it Whiskey Week or whatever you want to refer to that as, but they're going to unveil a limited release or new to Ohio whiskeys each day this week during this time. And there's going to be some outstanding whiskeys that are going to be available. So let me grab a quickie. And the thing about it, the hard stuff, I drank to get intoxicated back in the day. I mean, that's, it's like, okay, let's tie one on. And I mean, so anyway, it has happened over the last 20 years. I drink these whiskeys and stuff for the taste. I don't do much in the way of I'll have a old fashioned or something like that every once in a while. But I mean, typically I want to taste a really good bourbon or a really good scotch. So that's kind of where I'm at. Back to you, Dave. NTAD, AAHCS.
Oh, you guys got me gone back 10 years. I'm freaking taking notes now, guys. Holy frick. Going back to the thing I heard on the radio, just adding a drop, not a lot, not even an ice cube, just a drop of water to a bourbon does a chemical reaction that allows all the flavors to separate so you can taste them all separately. So that's one of those things I learned from listening to this thing. Rum. Oh, I used to work in a a cruise ship down in the Caribbean, and the different rums. Yeah, there's thousands of rums. I went to London to visit my sister twice so far, and the first time I went there for 3 weeks. For the first 2 weeks, I didn't drink the same beer twice. And in the third week, I had to go back and find the ones that I thought that I liked. There were so many good ones. The flavors of liquor and wine and other things are just, it's like art. It's like food. It's like cuisine. It's like being a chef. Quick story about J.W. Blue. I was sitting in the top of Pickle Bill's over there, and some 55-foot schooner docked up next to Pickle Bill's. I was just like freaking out. I thought that was wild. And some guy sat next to me. He was maybe 56, 8, 10, 60, something like that. And he started ordering some blue. He was the guy who owned the 55-foot schooner who docked next to us. He was sailing solo, doing a loop. Had just gotten divorced. I asked him if he was taking passengers. He said, "Yeah, I would take them for free. They just had to pay my bar bill." And then I watched him put down 10 shots of blue. And I'm talking. Yeah, there's $300 a night. Oh my goodness. So much good stuff, guys. Yeah, liquor for taste of any kind. Wine, hard stuff, beer. It's all about the art, I guess. Back to, where are we going here? Shoot. Back to Harv there. KDA CMN, NTAD.
NTAD, KDA CMN. Guys, I'm going to have to bow out of here. I've got a conference call. I didn't realize it was that time of the night. So I will catch with you guys in the morning. Thanks for letting me in. You guys have a great evening. KDA CMN.
W2JLS returning. Harv, have a great night. Good luck with your conference call. You're a hard-working guy, taking care of business maybe on the other side of the planet this time of night. Good for you. So let's see. I'm trying to pick it up. Sorry, you caught me off guard, Harv. I wasn't prepared for the abruptness of your departure. So Dave, on the description of what you were talking about there, and we've been talking about, that kind of that tapestry of any beverage or food stuff. I mean, you have connoisseurs that appreciate it on different levels for sure. But those bourbons, you mentioned the addition of a little bit of water to some liquors can really just completely change the way things go. And I remember living in Charleston, a lot of the, I will say, connoisseurs down there would talk about even the type of ice that they used. One gentleman I remember talking about adding well water or sweet water. Don't know what he meant by that. I'm assuming that was some sort of, in the South, I don't know, they do things differently, but well water and the shape of the ice puck, and like all these, you've seen these like pucks instead of cubes, and surface area to volume ratio kind of factors. And I can't help as a chemist wondering about what's going on with water. Is it the hydrogen bonding and tying stuff up in ways that it's expressing things differently, or is it just thermal? Who knows? Over to Gary. I believe we're headed to Alpha Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra.
Well, I never knew about adding water unless you wanted to dilute it, and I know you just said a drop. So basically, like I said, I that's why I like these events at like the Winky Lizard, and
And when I say we go there for dessert, that's literally what we do. We go over there and have either get a flight if they got something going on special like what's going on now, or we'll just they'll have these different whiskeys, basically bourbons. That seems to be the sweet spot for most everyone. Although I honestly prefer Scotch, and Talisker is my go-to brand. And again, it's just because I just like the taste. I don't know. I guess I guess I'm out. Over to you, Dave, NT8D. Oh, and Harv, if you're listening, 73 to you, buddy. We'll talk soon. And back to you, Dave, over to you, Dave, NT8D, AA8CS.
Thanks, here. 73 there, Harv. The whole point there here is not to dilute. That was one of the things I caught from this discussion. It's all about the chemical reaction. Just like you might add a tad of sugar to a tomato recipe, or you might add a tad of salt to something. It's all about the chemical reaction. You don't want to dilute the liquors. You just want to get the chemical reaction to separate the molecules to create the flavors, is what I understand. But sticking with the water thing, and I caught your text there, Drew. I'll have to get back to you. I was playing with a Spanish guitar player from Toronto, and he told me about one of his buddies who had a pizza shop who went to Italy and entered a pizza contest, and at the end of the pizza contest, the polizei surrounded his booth, and he started to freak out, and he asked them, "Why are you here surrounding my booth?" And they said, "It's because you won the contest." Quick beep. The guy used local water, like out of the tap, just like their moms and their grandmas did. Everybody else was using filtered water and imported water and bottled water and making their doughs and everything. But his pizzas tasted the most like grandma's, and he won the contest, even though he was from Toronto in Italy. So that whole chemical thing, the best cup of coffee I've ever had, one of the best cup of coffees I've ever had, was at a frickin' hotel in Florida while I was on a band trip to Disneyland. And there's only two ingredients in coffee and water. It was hotel coffee, so it couldn't have been the coffee. The only reason it could have tasted so good is because of the water. It just makes common sense. John, W2JLS, I think it goes to you next.
NT8D, Dave, thank you, sir. This is W2JLS returning, and going to your comments there about the pizza, I will say, when I was a young guy, I remember hearing stories about why is the pizza so good in this city or that city, and somebody had connected the dots back to water. And at the time, I thought, okay, maybe there's something to that. They got magic water. But, zoom forward into time, and, I know a little bit more about a little bit more. And one of the things I've explored in the kitchen and in my personal life as edibles and such, is fermented foods. And one of the things I've learned is you have to kind of be careful of what kind of water you use, or you can destroy your ferment. You kill the yeast or other things that are doing the chemistry biochemically, and you have to pay attention to that. So I never use tap water, for example. I don't even know the chemistry of what we do here in Fairlawn, but I guarantee you they got something going on, whether it's chloramines or some other agents that are used to keep things clean. And I don't even know if we do fluoride. God, I hope not. But yeah, that kind of stuff alters the way chemistry plays with the fermentation process. And when you're making pizza, clearly that's part of the magic is the fermentation. So maybe there's something going on there relative to your comment. I enjoy your quick beep thing, and then you disappear and beep happens. That's fun. I like that. Yeah, it seems like there was some other stuff to touch on from Gary. Gosh, I apologize, Gary. Yeah, thanks for having a look at that picture of Shatner. That was like, I was anticipating that for like 2 months because Erica picked that up for as a birthday present, the meet and greet, and you think about, all right, well, you're going to meet your childhood hero and all of that, and how does that go down? Do you try to talk to him? What are you going to ask him that you haven't read in 3 different biographies and interviews over the years? And I just, I was kind of worked up, so I didn't know how it was going to go with the photo op, but it's not spectacular. I may not be the most photogenic individual most of the time, but I think it worked out okay. I kind of like it. So keep it simple, right? Anyway, yeah, I apologize, Gary. There was something you said, and I was going to latch onto it, but my brain at this point in the evening, it's not keeping a good focus on what you said. My apologies. Back over to you, sir, from W2JLS.
All right. I left a little pause there just in case somebody would like to join us or anybody out there. I don't know what I said either. Oh, man. But I was just fixated. Oh, I mentioned some scotch, too. That's really... you're kind of forced to deal with bourbon because, I mean, that seems to be the mainstay, and that's most everyone's purview, it appears. But I think I mentioned that I prefer scotch. I think scotch is just lighter than bourbon. So, I don't know. Just a me thing. But... and Talisker. I mentioned Talisker was my go-to scotch. I don't know if the FCC let us talk about alcohol on the radio. Inquiring minds want to know. Over to you, Dave, NTAD, AACS.
W8WKY.
Well, Gary, I think as long as we're not encouraging alcoholism, we probably can get away with it. We're having intellectual discussions here, and I'm going to continue with the intellectualization of the conversation and say that I liked your last comment about scotch being lighter. And I've got 3 pages of notes here just trying to keep up with the conversation so I don't sound stupid. All right, so let me go from most recent to less recent. Scotch is lighter, bourbon is not as light. Let's go back to the music comparison here, Gary. Scotch is more like Mozart or Haydn, and bourbon is more like Beethoven. Scotch is more evident, and bourbon is more disguised and complex, maybe. All right. William Shatner, one of my best friend piano players, got his picture taken with William Shatner down there in Hartville. We're going to go make a recording this Thursday, try to get ourselves some work here, some musicians, bass and piano together. And you were talking about the magic of water there, Gary. The thing that catches me is not that any water is better than others. It's just the one that you grew up with. There's been research done on chocolate, and the chocolate that you grew up with will be your favorite chocolate compared to other people. That could be Hershey's versus Mars, or it could be Daffins in Sharon, Pennsylvania versus Mally's in Cleveland, Ohio. The chocolate that you grew up with as a kid is going to influence your preference in chocolates. And the same is going to be with any water that is used in a recipe. I think I caught everything that is in my notes. Oh, in chemistry, don't use any iodine salt when you're trying to ferment anything. Don't use Morton salt. Make sure you're using kosher. Back to John, W2JLS.
W2JLS returning. Yeah, absolutely not. With iodized salt and fermenting does not get along. Not saying people might not get past the process with some of that, but yeah, if you have to do it, salt your water, boil it first. Iodine will sublimate and go away, and sodium chloride will remain behind, and then let it cool to room temperature, because hot kills good bacteria, yeast, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I use kosher salt for my ferments. I know some folks will use sea salt and other things like this, but that aren't necessarily fortified with the nasty. But I use the kosher, and it works out quite well. Yeah, and the same thing applies, though, with doughs and stuff. If you're using water, I'm not disagreeing with your point about maybe what, particular to where you grew up, what the water was. Maybe there's some characteristics with, mineral content. Like, I like a nice Gerolsteiner, but I'm not from Germany. But yeah, maybe the balance of certain minerals in the water tastes better. Like I like, what the hell is it? Even bottled water, which I shouldn't drink because we're creating a lot of waste plastic with that stuff. But Dasani seems to taste better than most of the American version bottled waters to me. And I know they have a little pinch of calcium in there. But anyway, Gary, I sent you a note. I remembered what I was thinking. Your prior comment about the winking lizard, yeah, that's not wasted on me. I've been in there a few times, and they're so-called whiskey bar, and it is pretty cool. They do flights of all sorts of neat liquors in there, and I have enjoyed some of that. It's how I kind of explored peatiness in whiskeys, and they have the same going on with bourbon and other liquor. So yeah, if you're in the mood to go down and explore, maybe Dave or any of the locals that could go in and safely enjoy 2 or 3 drinks and do a flight together and catch up with chat, you guys let me know. I'd be keen on that. This weekend might even work for me. If you're in there, let me know. Send me a text or something. Anyway, back over to you, Gary, from W2JLS.
All right, John, very good. That's always an option. I do have some circumstances here at home, which I have to attend to as we speak. My wife just gave me a call, and I have to assist. My mother-in-law lives with us now, and she has for the last about a year and a half now. So things have changed for me a bit, but but we, got to keep living and got to just negotiate the new circumstance. Anyway, I got to run is the bottom line here, but we'll definitely revisit this. Thanks, guys. Enjoyed it a lot. A lot more to unpack, that's for sure. But for now, I'm going to have to say 73. Take care, and we'll talk again soon. Over to you, Dave, NTAD with W2JLS. This is AA8CS. 73, guys.
Oh, terrific, Jerry. Priorities and the important things come first. It's been a real pleasure talking to you both. I think it's probably time for me to turn into, I got to get up and work in the morning, and I'll probably check in on the barometer net as well. Let's get together and do this in person sometime. I think it would be a lot of fun. So Gary, John, I want to wish you both the very best on this Tuesday evening. If you're up tomorrow after you're done at the beer thing, come over to Jilly's. We're jamming there till 10 tomorrow night. Me and a couple of guys doing some jazz. We'll be at Jilly's Music Room over there at Akron tomorrow. So I'll throw it over to you there, John, to close it on out. Gary, good luck and best with your family there. NTAD over to W2JLS.
Thanks, Dave. W2JLS returning to shut things down. Enjoyed the QSO, gentlemen. A lot of fun. And Gary, if you want to definitely take care of your, obviously your mother-in-law for sure. And I knew she's with you guys now, and that's number one, family for sure. And yeah, if it works out and you want to get together, just you've got my number. Send a text or reach out, whatever way works. RF, even Echolink is fine. I don't mind. And yeah, Dave, if you're free, maybe we could all get together and sit down and have an eyeball QSO. And anyone that wants to join in, whatever you guys want to do, it'd be fun to catch up. W2JLS, I'll be hanging out for just a little bit longer down here in the radio room, and then I'm going to slide on upstairs to take care of some business.
All right, Jared, John, let's make it happen sometime soon. 73 for now, NTAD.
W8WKY. W8WKY, repeater PL1 14.8.